Welcome to Unleash Your Audacious Confidence on Win-Win Women TV. This show is all about sharing the tips, tools, and techniques that will allow you to step boldly in the direction of your dreams despite your feelings, fears, or past failures. To imagine what's possible for yourself and live the life you deserve. Hello and welcome to another episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win-Win Women TV. I'm your host, Alicia Curry. And before we get to today's amazing guest, I just want to encourage you to go to winwinwomen.com. Check it out. There are so many amazing show hosts that are there. And if you would like to have your own show, don't forget to go to redcarpetceo.com. If you scroll up, you see the logo for Win-Win Women. Click on that logo and it will tell you all how to be a show host. So go check it out. There are a lot of events, local events in your area. This is a global network of women, and there are local events in your area that you can plug into and kind of have a community of women that you can be a part of. So now we have our amazing guest coming up, and I want to introduce you to Nma Emeh. She is a speaker and a body confidence coach, body image confidence coach. Oh, that's a mouthful. So welcome to the show, Nma. Nma, I have to get used to saying it. I have to get used to the culture of saying your name right.
Oh, that's okay.
You know, I recently did my TEDx talk and I talked about self-love and transforming shame and your body shaming into self-love. And we met recently and I thought, oh my gosh, I have to have you on the show because this is exactly what I'm talking about. Loving your body, being confident in the body that you're in. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alicia. It is such a pleasure to have the opportunity to speak to your community today about something that is so near and dear to my heart. And first of all, congratulations on your TEDx.
Thank
It
you.
was it was just interesting how we met and how we aligned and the topics and the things that we're passionate about. So I'm excited to share with your community. So again, my name is Nma Emeh. I am a body image confidence speaker and coach, passionate about empowering women and young girls to embrace their body the way God designed them to be. And so today I'm going to cover this topic that is near and dear to me. Prior to
Nice.
this, I worked in corporate for almost 20 years in finance and operations. And then shortly before the pandemic, I decided to step away from the workforce to focus on my family. But during the pandemic, I decided I wasn't going to go back because I saw too many lives lost, and
Mhm.
I decided that I wanted to spend the rest of my life doing something that gives back and creates impact. And so that's why I do what I do today.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so incredible because, yeah, focusing on mental health, physical health, emotional health is so super important. It's something that we took for granted a lot.
Mhm.
And I'm so glad that people are really realizing the importance of doing that. And when we talk about body image, what exactly, if you could define body image and what that is, just so we're all talking about the same thing.
Good. Great question. So, body image is the perception a person has about their physical appearance. It's the thoughts, is the emotions that come up as a result of the way they see themselves. And most people, people have either a positive body image, as in when they look at themselves in the mirror, they like what they see. But what we're seeing statistically, it's about 91% of women have a negative perception about their physical appearance. And
Hmm.
their physical appearance is everything from their hair to their toes, just some form of dissatisfaction where they feel like they would rather look like somebody else, or they would rather change that aspect of their body. Yeah, any kind of dissatisfaction with your physical appearance is what body image is really about. Now,
Hmm.
ideally, we want to have a positive perception of ourselves when we look at ourselves in the mirror.
But
And
wait, before we even get to that,
mhm,
because we tend to compare our body to someone or something, or have this idea, like I call it a phantom perception of perfection that we have of ourselves, or not of ourselves, of what we should look like. And so where do you believe that comes from?
well, it depends on the era you're thinking of. So for a lot of people, for a lot of women especially, I believe part of it is what has been passed down for generations.
Hmm.
So it's a learned behavior in that what a young girl will see her mom comparing, looking in the mirror and talking about, oh, I've gained so much weight, and they're grabbing their butt, their tummy,
Yeah.
their waist,
A
and
little, yeah.
the little
A
fold and
little pinching the
everything.
folds. Yep.
Exactly. And so that girl, that young girl begins to think, oh, I guess having a waist that is a little bigger is not acceptable and all of that. So some of it is generational. Some of it is also what we see in society. What society tells us is quote unquote the standard. So you want to think about social media. What do the accounts that people follow, that with people who have all sorts of filters, or they've done all sorts of plastic
Hey, hey,
surgery.
hey, 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 now, don't be knocking my filters. I love me some
Oh, did I
filters.
hit a nerve?
No, I'm just kidding. I love to use the filters that make me look a little different every now and then. I think it's fun. See, I do it for fun. I don't do it because I don't like the way I look. So that's a big difference.
Yes.
But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean I just
No, no worries, no worries. But there are people that, again, you have to really, and you raise a good point, because you have to ask yourself, what is the real reason why? What is it? Why do I use these filters? Or why do I feel the need to follow this person on social media who I believe that their looks and their style and their size is my ideal? You have
Mm,
to ask yourself those questions. And so a lot of it is doing some introspective work, and is to your why, and be so that you don't allow yourself to get into what I call a vicious cycle
mm,
of body image, which we'll get to later. So it's about knowing that you are unique. I'm a woman of faith. And so I truly believe that God does not make any mistakes. And so the way we are created, we're created that way for a specific reason, for a purpose. I cannot expect to be a size 2 when my body just was not designed to be that way. No matter
mm,
how much I starve myself, it just is never going to happen. And I think people need to begin to embrace their unique self, their unique identity. And another thing is also understanding that there's so much to us, especially women, beyond our physical appearance.
Here, here. Yes. There is a lot that we have to offer beyond just the way we look.
Yes.
So the body, the challenge of shifting those perceptions from early in our children, and not just reacting to
Mhm.
something. You look in the mirror, you don't like it. Like, we all have gone through puberty or will go through puberty, and
Mhm.
then women, hopefully past childbearing age, go through menopause. And your
Mhm.
body is going to shift, and your body's going to change in all those different stages of your life. So instead of dreading those things that are coming, we know it's coming. So why not embrace? Well, how can I take care of my body and my health as well as possible, so that I can, you know, delay some of these appearance things that are coming my way. There are things that we can do to our physical bodies to help that process. Um, but it starts, you were talking about, with the
Your
perception.
mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
turnover. It's incredibly expensive for any organization, but especially those that are small and mid-size. If you're an organization and you're hiring, it's so important to get it right. You need to identify the right people for the right roles. Here at Audacious Concepts Inc., we help you perfect your hiring process so you get it right every single time. Reach out to us at audaciousconceptsinc.com. So, walk us through if someone is looking in the mirror, for instance, and not liking what they see. What are some of the things that, in your experience as a body image coach, that you can walk that woman or talk that woman through how to start looking inside and shifting that perspective?
Mhm. A good question. First of all, I know a lot of us don't like the mirror. And so I wrote a post not too long ago talking about how the mirror is not our enemy. The mirror is simply a reflection of what is true. And so you have to embrace what you see in the mirror because that is truly who you are. Now, again, it's shifting your perspective or emphasis from just your physical appearance. So, what I tell people or women and even my young girls is when you look at yourself in the mirror, the first thing I want you to do is not focus just on your face or your looks, but start to think of the capabilities and the accomplishments that you have and let that feed your mind. You look at yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself just how, to your point, audacious you are
Mm-hmm.
because of XYZ. Maybe you have gotten you just completed your TEDx talk. That is something worth looking in the mirror and telling yourself just how audacious you are because
Mm-hmm.
you did a TED talk. Not many people have done a TED talk. So that puts you in a what, top 1% of women? So that in itself, I don't know what the numbers are,
I
but
don't know what the numbers are either.
I'll tell you, it's not a
But
whole
yeah,
lot of people doing
not a lot of,
TED talk.
yeah, agreed.
Exactly. So it's being able to being comfortable with looking at yourself and giving yourself credit for things that go beyond your physical appearance. I think once we begin to train ourselves and train our daughters to see themselves beyond just looks, then we start to change the rhetoric, we start to change the narratives in our minds, and then hopefully the rhetoric in society. So I tell moms, don't just compliment your girls about how, oh, you look
You're
beautiful. I
so
mean, that's
cute. You look
good.
so cute
You
today.
look so cute today. Oh, your hair, this or that. No, you say, no, I want you to compliment them on their achievements. Hey, I'm proud of you for taking that bold step in doing XYZ. I'm proud of you for setting goals and achieving them. I love that you are stepping into a leadership role. There's so much more. I think when it comes to our boys, we seem to, if you just listen to yourself, the way you compliment your boys versus the girls is quite different. We push the boys to do this and to go and to be more active. And whereas the girls were like, look this way, stand this way, present yourself this way. And of course, over time, that starts to put pressure that it's not necessary.
Mm.
So I think, again, it's just shifting that mindset and rhetoric from the physical to the accomplishments and accolades.
One of the things that helped me a lot when I was even just looking at my beauty, just trying to understand beauty
Mhm.
because I never thought that I was pretty. I never thought beautiful. Like I could agree with cute. Yeah, I'm cute because I'm tiny, I'm petite and stuff. So I'd like, okay, I can agree that I was cute, but I could never
Mhm.
ever someone tried to convince me that I was pretty or beautiful or any of those glamorous or gorgeous or anything like that. I was like, oh no, that's not me, not over here.
Mhm.
And so one of the things that helped me a lot was changing my perception of what beauty is.
Mhm.
because I did not have a concept of beauty. What my concept of beauty was based on magazines, TV, like what was represented out there and called beautiful. And when
Right.
I looked in the mirror, you talked about looking in the mirror and the mirror is an enemy, because what I looked in the mirror did not look like what was
Mm-hmm.
out there that people were calling beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
so one of the things I needed to do was actually change what beautiful was in my own mind before I could see it in the mirror.
So how would you define beauty for yourself today?
Oh, beauty for myself, it comes in all different shapes and sizes. It
Absolutely.
comes through attitude, it
Mhm.
comes through personality, it
Yes.
comes through a smile. So, what makes someone beautiful is really what comes out of them.
Hmm.
So, if to your point about results or accomplishments, it's
Hmm.
like, is there a twinkle in their eye, or are they always kind of like looking mad? Like you look in their eyes and it's just like, bleh.
Hmm.
Like beauty comes from within someone. And that's what you see on the outside. So it comes through your eyes first. Like when you look into someone's eyes, are you seeing them? Is there light in their eyes? Do they
Yes.
smile? Do they
Yeah.
have an aura about them that is positive
Inviting
and
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 warm.
and
Yes.
attractive,
Hmm.
right? That attracts people. And so it's not just looking at each physical feature. It's like, oh, when we look at the golden ratio within
Right.
beauty, this perfect, no, it's not about the perfect look. It's about, or the perfect dimensions of the face.
Hmm.
It comes from inside of a person, and that's how their beauty
Yes.
shows. And so now when I look at myself in the mirror, I see beautiful because I know that it's coming from deeper inside of me than just what's on the outside. That's how I define.
No, I mean, and that's perfect. It's again shifting that mindset from it's not just about the physical, it's about the whole being, the
Yes.
person's personality, what they bring to the world, what they have to offer, their skill sets, their
Yes.
accomplishments, their capabilities. And again, it's just having them discover more and more of the gifts that God has given them that has nothing to do with the way they look.
Good look.
Like for
Yeah.
me, I discovered that I love photography. And it's not so much taking pictures of myself, but it's just being able to be present in creation and admiring how the beauty of God is in every single
Everything.
thing,
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
single thing. And so
Yeah.
that's how I just got really involved in photography.
Yeah,
And
because beauty is all around us.
beauty is all around
Beauty
us.
is all around us,
Yeah.
and we just need to open our eyes to see it. And it's in all of us. Yeah,
Yes.
it's in every person. You
Mhm.
can look at someone's skin is glowing. Like I'm looking at your skin. I can't stop looking at your skin. Your skin
Yeah.
is so beautiful. It's
Thank
glowing.
you.
It's like, you have this light about you. The lipstick that you chose, it's so pretty on you.
Oh,
That
thank
there's
you.
it's and if you take the time to really see beauty, you'll see more beauty. And
Yes.
your body, the same thing with your body. When you see your body is beautiful,
Mhm.
you'll continue to see more beauty in your body.
Yes, that's so true. That is so true. For years, I used to use fashion. I love dressing up, but
Hmm.
then I realized a season of life, I was using it as a camouflage for for how I felt inside.
Mm.
So oftentimes to perk myself up to go into work, I would dress up on the outside and it worked for a season, but to your point, because I didn't take care of the inside and the insecurities about the way I felt,
Hmm.
those that outfit only the feelings that outfit gave me or the courage or confidence only
Temporary.
lasted for a couple of hours. And the minute
Yeah.
someone would say something that just didn't resonate with me, all the insecurities will come back. So
Mm.
again, it's to your point, it really starts from within, and you can dress the outside as beautiful as you want, but if it's not if the beauty is not emanating from within, it's just a
It
camouflage.
doesn't there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the truth is that we see with our eyes. I
Mhm,
mean, sorry, we see through our eyes, not with our eyes. That's what I
mhm.
wanted to say. We
Right.
see through our eyes with cells of recognition in our brain.
Mm,
So if earlier when I said the concept of beauty, so just like you were saying, it starts from within. The if within your brain, those cells are saying this box over here is where a beautiful body fits.
mhm,
You're over here. Your
mhm,
box is over here. So
mhm,
what I see when I look at this is beauty, but when I look at this with my eyes, that's not. And so you really have to change how you perceive what you're looking at so
mhm.
that you can look at yourself. And again, to your point, um, like women, if you've had children and then you're looking at your body and you're saying, "Oh, this gut and oh, this my boobs used to be so nice and now I breastfed and they're bleh." But when you consider what your body created,
Yes.
what your
Yeah.
body did,
Yes.
have appreciation for what you grew life, you nurtured life.
Yes. Mhm,
Not everybody could do that.
mhm,
Hello? Not everybody could
mhm,
do that.
mhm.
What your body was able to do. Like if you start appreciating, having appreciation for what it did and what it
Yes.
can do and what it's capable of doing, it's
Yes.
waking you up every day. So when you start loving on that body and appreciating what it does for you and what it can continue to do for you, you
Mhm.
start those cells of recognition start changing.
Yes. Yes. That is so beautiful. I love that. Yes. I think for a lot of women, we forget how much how much beauty that we're able to give to the world with every child that we've been able to have. And yes, not a lot of people have that opportunity. And I wish our society would celebrate the mothers who have been blessed to be able to have that child and not make them feel less than because their bodies have changed in the process of
Hmm.
that transformation of that delivery or whatever the case may be.
Life.
Yeah, just
Right.
life as a
It's
whole.
life.
Yeah,
And yeah, but it starts with us appreciating it first.
true.
Because if we give into the idea that it's not beautiful,
Hmm.
then the message that we're giving, like you said earlier, to our daughters, to our sons, is that once a woman has a baby and her body changes, ugh, she's just over. You know,
Yeah. Hmm.
and that's not the perception that we want to have give to young girls. That's not the perception we want them to grow up thinking that once they have a child, their body is trash
Yeah.
and nobody will think it's attractive anymore
Mm-hmm.
because you're the one that has to see it as attractive first.
Hmm.
Yeah, and love it. But anyway, we're almost out of, I don't know how this time goes by so fast in this show, but
I
I
know.
want you to share with women, the women who are watching and listening,
Mhm.
some of the other tips that you have. I know I shared a couple of things that I personally went through myself and that I share with other women, but you're the body confidence coach. Tell us how we can start also developing more confidence in ourselves and in our bodies.
For me, and I like to use myself as an example and even clients, but for me, I my biggest confidence came when I again made that shift away from physical to my, accomplishments, but also capabilities. So finding out what I love in life. I discovered that I love to find beauty in everything.
Mm.
And so that is for me, It's taking that walk in nature, and as you walk, just really appreciating everything that you see. I think oftentimes where we live in a society rather where we're just constantly on the go, 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 and not taking time to take in what is around us, not being present. So I encourage you to be present in those moments where you're with a loved one, where you're with a friend, and be fully present and take it all in. There, to your point, like we said earlier, there's beauty in everything. There's beauty in relationships. How many times have you been at the dinner table and no one is talking? Everyone is on their phones and they're scrolling. It's a sad sight. But
Hmm.
if we would all put those phones aside and communicate with each other and build each other up, especially as women, then that in itself starts to build a collective confidence. So that's just one way. You want to discover, yeah, what's important to you? What are your values? What do you love to do? Take time for yourself, do the self-care. I love a nice spa treatment. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate, even if it's just a manicure, but just being consistent to steal away from family, from everyday life, and do something for yourself. I encourage women to do something for themselves that has nothing to do with anybody else in your family, your life, to something that brings you joy. For me, it's the manicure, pedicure.
Hmm.
It's inexpensive. It's something that I can be consistent with, and there's beauty in it. I can look at my nails and smile and like, oh, I love that color. So again, it's just finding those little things that put a smile on your face and give you quick wins. Because when we have quick wins, they begin to compound.
They add up.
Yes, they add up into a big confidence, build, a big
Yeah.
big build in your confidence. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
So it's just to do those quick wins, small things, nothing elaborate, and over time you will see your confidence increase, and you start to discover or rediscover yourself. I see a lot of women who, because of the nature of who we are, we give so much
Hmm.
to our spouses, to our children, to our jobs, our careers. And then you wake up one day and everybody's out of the house, moved on, and you don't even recognize yourself anymore.
Correct. Yep.
And so I don't want that to be anyone, any woman that I
Yeah.
know. So you have to start today to prioritize yourself, no matter how simple it may be. Go for a walk, go for a manicure, a pedicure, sit down, go to the beach by yourself. Another thing I like to do is every quarter, and I tell my husband this every quarter, I'm like, I need to go somewhere. I
Hmm.
need to get on a plane or get in a car and go somewhere, a personal retreat. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It could just be as,
Oh, I love the personal retreat. Yeah.
yeah, just checking into a local
By
hotel.
yourself.
Yeah, by
Enjoy
yourself.
yourself. Enjoy
Yes.
company with yourself by
Yes.
yourself. Yeah, I love it.
Yes. Because when
So,
you sit with yourself, you discover more about yourself that there is
mhm.
to love.
Absolutely. And you don't distract yourself with a whole lot of other things all around you. So I love the personal retreat
Yeah.
idea. It's perfect. Um, So there are a couple other things that, taking care of your health. Your health is your wealth. Taking
Yes.
care of your health is very important. It doesn't matter the size, what size you're in, if
Mhm.
you are really making sure that you are doing right by you and your
Mhm.
health and taking care of
Yes.
that. And then I love a good um, finding a good tailor or seamstress or somebody who can make your clothes look custom to you. You could buy something because, don't buy off the rack and think everything off the rack has to fit you exactly.
Mhm.
Nothing barely fits me. I have to have everything kind of taken in or
Mhm.
hemmed, always hemmed, you know. So look for things that find a really good tailor or a seamstress or someone who can make your clothes fit the way to your body, the way that it can mold to your curves and your and make you feel
Yes.
good about what you're wearing. And I to me that's a great um again mindset shift because you don't have to wear uh um right off the rack and think that it has to fit you. Oh, but I'm a size 8 and this 8 is that tight and now I have to be a 10 and now that sends your mind in a whole other tailspin. So,
It's
yeah.
so funny you said that, you say that, because I feel the same way. And I can't tell you how many times I'm Nigerian. I can't tell you how many times they've sewn something for me. And whenever they see my measurements, they don't believe it because I'm very busty. And so they adjust it to what they think it should be compared to my waist and everything else and always mess up. So
It
guess what I
messes.
decided to do recently? I'm taking a sewing class.
There you go.
Yep, I got myself a sewing machine last week. Been in the class for 3 weeks now, so I'm learning how to sew my own clothes so that I can fit it perfectly
Perfectly, because you
to the
got a teeny
bottom.
tiny waist and you got, yeah. So listen,
Yeah.
that to me, that helps with your own image again of yourself if you can
Yes.
get clothes that fit you really well. We're out of time and I want people to know how to reach you. So if you can share that with them.
Yes, absolutely. You can find me on my website, nmaemeh.com. And in terms of my work and writing, I write a lot on LinkedIn about body image, about giving tips and all. So you can find me on LinkedIn and also on Instagram, but more so on LinkedIn at Nma Emeh. Yeah, on Nma Emeh.
All
I love to
right.
connect. Thank you so much for having
Thank
me. This was
you. Thank you
fun.
for being here on the show. And for all of you out there that are having any kind of challenges with your body image, I encourage you to reach out to Nma. And you can even reach out to me, alicia360.com, and I'll point you in the right direction. All right. So that's it for us here. Until next time on another episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence. This is Alicia Curry saying, be bold, be brave, and every day do one thing to step out with audacious confidence. Mwah. Bye, everybody.
Love it.